I need to make an explanation on what's going to be happening, so you need to bear with me. I will not be speaking, and I need to set up the scenario for you, so listen carefully. The speaker is not supposed to be me, so you have to understand that when I'm speaking later as another person. And his name is Cain Dewitt. The T is silent. And he's from the Church of the Spectator. Okay? And I need to make a disclaimer for what you will be hearing later. Any resemblance to people or events are fictitious. It is not meant to make fun of or hurt anyone's feelings. So, take this in the spirit of interesting sermons. And the best way to learn is to listen carefully and see what this person is saying to see if it was biblical. So he'll be throwing some ideas out to you that make sense, but might not necessarily be biblical. Okay, transformation. Black hat. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here. What I've done was I've taken this interesting subject that I was given and broken this into 2 easy to remember points for you. And they are taken directly, actually, from the Bible. So the first point that I want to let you know is, number 1, watch out for yourself. Or if you want to use a don't in there, don't reach out to anyone. Number 2, be self-reliant, or if you want a don't in there, don't help in a community. So what we'll be doing is we actually will be using the Bible as a guide. Now, even though we use the Bible as a guide, we know it is not relevant to us today because we use it as a way to look at wise sayings that it has for us. And so if you would look with me to Luke.
Do it. Pastor Cain Dewitt.
Okay. What do they call it? Something malfunction? Equipment malfunction? Wardrobe malfunction. Okay. So you will look with me in Luke chapter 9, verses 1 to 8. Now, what we do is, as I said earlier, we use this as a guideline, something to help us in our modern technology world of science and technology to see what this old manuscript has to say, and then we will take from it guidelines to help us live a wonderful life here. So, if you look with me, it says in verse 9, Then Jesus called the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all demons and to cure diseases. That's verse 1. Well, what I have for you is an interpretation. Is don't try to be part of any team. Don't be part of the 12. Don't be part of the 2. Don't be part of the 3. Just don't be part of anything. All right. So what happens is, don't even ask for power and authority over demons and diseases, because what happens is God gave us in this wonderful world science and technology now. We don't need all this stuff about God empowering us with power over demons or healing diseases because we have science behind us. We have the wherewith of knowledge to know what's going on. So we don't need Jesus to cure us or anything. We have doctors. We have experts. We have people who will take care of us. If I'm sick, if I have Alzheimer, what was I telling you about? If I have Alzheimer, I have these cures. I mean, just recently I saw Facebook. Was it Facebook or something? Just telling me, eat this and it will help you with your Alzheimer. You won't have to worry about it. I mean, those who are doctors here, well, Steve is not here, huh? Don't talk to him. No, just kidding. But anyway, we have science, technology. They will take care of us. They will cure us. I mean, you have some sort of problem. You don't need to be healed by the touch of somebody. You just go to see the doctor. They'll give you the right medications, and they'll take care of you. And besides, you can take care of yourself. I mean, don't everybody tell you, be healthy, eat right, get plenty of sleep. That's all you need to do, you know. Have healthy exercise. I know that I've seen Facebook. I follow Facebook, and I see Peggy. I mean, she's telling us, I'm walking so many thousands of steps. I mean, get your exercise in. My wife does that too. She would say, she gets this little thing here, you know, and says, look, I've made my goal. Yay. You know, so this is what you need to do. You need to say, look, I can do it. I can take care of myself. As long as I exercise, as long as I eat the right food, not too many fat, not too many fried stuff, you know, and Chinese, for those who know the Chinese background, not too many fried stuff, because it's yi hei, right? So those who don't understand what yi hei means, I don't know, it's just hot air. It's hot air for your system. So don't do that, and make sure you get plenty of sleep. So look at this here. If you continue to look at it, it says, and he sent them to proclaim the kingdom of God, to heal, and he said to them, take nothing for your journey, no staff, no bag, no bread, not even money, not even an extra tunic. Well, that's archaic. That's out of date. I mean, if you're ever going anywhere, you do not take anything. You have a whole luggage of things. I mean, you know, you have your makeup. This is not anything against the girls. You have your makeup, and that takes half the bag. And, sorry, I'm laughing at myself here. Oh, yes. Okay, so take your stuff with you. You know, you need your iPhone. You need your backpack. You need food. You need money, which comes in cards now. And you definitely need an extra pair of coat, especially today. You know, in fact, you even need an umbrella. It's not even mentioned here, but you're ready for all kinds of weather. So when it says don't do any of this, forget it. This is a guideline. This is archaic. You have to be prepared, especially I know people who go on cruises. They take everything. I mean, I've watched these people with 4 bags. I don't know what they do with 4 bags for 7 days, but they got 4 bags. Me, I'm very light. You know, 2 bags is all I need. But anyway, take these with you. You know, you do need a coat, especially today when it's raining and everything. And what else does it say here about the Bible? It's talking about visiting people. And here it says visiting people. Well, you do get to visit people, right? But when you visit people, when you're staying at their home, you have to be polite because you're a guest. You're not running and taking care or imposing on them. And so when they're there, don't say anything about prayer. Don't even talk to them about God. Just be polite. Just so that way they'll keep you an extra day longer because you haven't gotten to their craws. Just be courteous, you know. Don't make waves. That's the thing you got to do. You have to remember when you're at somebody's house, you need to be polite. Don't be looking into the cabinets and things like this. taking advantage of them. No, no, no. You know, stay in your proper place. And then after they're gone, thank them politely because they might invite you again. So this is what I say from here in this chapter 9 is, what is it? Watch out for yourself, right? Don't impose on anybody. Don't do any of this stuff to hurt anybody, to rub people the wrong way. That's the way to go. Now we go to the next one. It's found in what they call a book called Romans. In Romans, if you will look with me, it has some of people's Christians' favorite verses. Well, I'll tell you, you know, these again is something that you need to really look at. You do not have in any way need to present your body a living sacrifice that is holy and acceptable to God. You know, you got too much on your bucket list about this. You look at this, you know, if you dedicate yourself to God, then you won't get to do anything. You can't put your all to your altar. You gotta fulfill your life. Some of you need to go to school. Some of you need to start thinking about career. And then those who are past the careers got to think about family and a home and grandkids and vacations. And then finally, when you get to the end of life, so to speak, near the end of life, a life of ease in your old age. So just think about all the things that you can do. If you dedicate yourself to something, dedicate yourself to taking care of yourself. Go on vacations. Run away to somewhere. Take cruises. See the world. Travel. I mean, wow, there's an oyster. Or so how to say, the world is an oyster ready for you to pluck or something like that. Well, anyway. And this thing about conforming to the world, if you look at this, do not conform to the world. I think that's just something from the old days. Because here in the modern days, you have to know what's going on. You have to know about the elections, you know, what election they are. But, no laughs. Okay. You have to know a lot of things. And, you know, science is keeping up, technology is keeping up. Just think recently, they come up with a new iPhone, iPhone 7, and before the iPhone 7 is over, they're ready to tell you there's an iPhone 8. And then, you know, before you're ready to think about the way you do computing, they're saying now they have a, what is that strip bar or something that, what is it called? Something bar. Who's got the right word for it? There's some sort of bar, you know. You put your finger over it and it just kind of moves around and slides, and you can put your thumb over it. And it's, technology is wonderful. And so if you're not going to know what's going on in the world, then how are you going to take care of things? How are you going to run things? But this is more important here. It talks about being part of something. This is what it is. New life in Christ. It tells about being part of something. You're a part of your memory members. This part, I do agree. This part, I do agree. Because we need one another. Because I said earlier, if you're sick, who do you go to? You go to a doctor. You know, if you don't know how to program your VCR, you get a VCR expert, if there's such a thing. So you do need one another to help you. And so you just can't live alone. But you don't need the skills that this person is talking about in terms of helping one another. You know, because when you have the skills and you dedicate yourself to working and getting everything done, then you can achieve what you want to achieve. For example, there's a famous book that talks about the little engine that can. Was it can't? Could. I know my English is bad. That's why they call me King. The little engine that could. You look at that story, it's talking about you. It's talking about how you could make it. All you have to do is, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And you charge up and you go up there. You go, girl, or you go, guy. Whatever it is that you need to do, you can do it. And so if you dedicate yourself to doing this and you work hard, you can actually make it by yourself. And if you have skills, if you have the skills, they're there for not the taking, for the fee. You know, if you're good at computers, you can have a little computer business and says, come to me, all you are weary and need help. I will show you how to put up your computer system, of course, for a small fee. And the things that they list here, like one of the things that I really like is about teaching. Teaching, I mean, you can give back to the community. See? But teaching is not about just teaching God stuff. It's about teaching your new generation. It's about teaching people in the grade schools and in the public school system, helping them to be all they can be. So, helping out and being part of a larger global community is what you're thinking. Even though you're thinking, well, I can help myself. But in a way, when you help other people, you're really helping yourself. And what happens when you help other people, you get a satisfaction of helping and working with people. I know of a person who doesn't go to church, and what he tells me is, he says, I get satisfaction helping people. He says, I go every week and I volunteer at a senior home and I help pass out the food. And when I see these senior people get their food and I get to interact with them, I get this feeling of goodness and satisfaction, and I feel good about helping people. And so you really don't need to be part of a church community, so to speak. You in yourself can do these things and help people and still feel like you're doing a great thing. So this is all my advice to you. But I heard that there are some people who still believe in God, and that they say that He is a mighty God, and that He do care about the lives of people and of the people who live here on earth. And that for some reason there's still a story going around that not only does God care for these people, but He cared enough to live among them in the form of a son named Jesus Christ. And He would come down, according to the story, of how He would interact, teach, and then gave out His life for the people so that the people will come to God. But I'm telling you, who are you going to believe? You're going to believe God or me?